Did you know that weight gain is one of the biggest symptoms of an underactive thyroid? Located on your neck, your thyroid gland is shaped like a small butterfly, and one of its many important jobs is producing the hormones that regulate your metabolism. These thyroid hormones also regulate your heart rate, blood pressure, body temperature, and energy levels. The bottom line is, we need our thyroid to be functioning correctly in order to feel good. Problems arise when the thyroid becomes underactive, also known as hypothyroidism. This is when your thyroid gland doesn't make enough thyroid hormones to meet your body's needs. Hypothyroidism is 6 times more common in women than men and is likely to develop post-menopause. When your thyroid becomes underactive, metabolism slows. This means less calories are burned after meals, and unfortunately, these leftover calories are stored as fat. Other signs you could have an underactive thyroid include feeling fatigued, constipated, depressed, achy, having dry skin, or being sensitive to cold. The great news is there are ways to improve your thyroid function and speed up your metabolism, so you can keep the weight off and enjoy more energy. And it all starts with making some simple changes to your diet. So in this video, we're going to look at the top 12 foods that can help to improve an underactive thyroid, plus what you need to avoid at all costs. You will discover that there are some key things your thyroid needs to thrive that can only be obtained through your diet. And a word of warning, some of the foods you're about to hear may surprise you. They may even be foods that you've been told not to eat, but are actually crucial for your thyroid health. For example, does red meat hurt or help your thyroid? You're about to find out. But before we dive in, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our Women's Wellness channel to keep up to date on crucial information for your health. And stay tuned to the end of the video to learn how you can claim a free gift on us. Now, let's count down the top 12 foods for your thyroid. Number 12. Dairy products. Dairy products have been polarizing in recent years, with some saying dairy can cause inflammation and raise cholesterol. But when it comes to your thyroid health, unless you have a dairy allergy, it can be a great addition to your diet. Why? Because dairy contains iodine, which helps to produce thyroid hormones. 1 out of 3 people do not have enough iodine in their body, so it's essential that you include some iodine-rich foods in your diet. The recommended daily intake of iodine is 150 micrograms per day, and this is even higher for women who are pregnant or nursing. There is also some evidence that dairy can aid in losing weight. Take this University of Tennessee study, which investigated the role of dairy in weight loss. It was found that overweight participants who consumed 3 to 4 servings of dairy per day and restricted calories lost significantly more weight than participants who restricted calories but had little to no dairy in their diet. In fact, the high dairy group lost even more weight than a third group who also restricted calories but substituted dairy for calcium supplements. This led researchers to conclude that the essential nutrients in dairy have a bigger impact on metabolism and weight loss than adding calcium or restricting calories alone. Just remember, moderation is key. 3 to 4 small servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt a day will go a long way to support your thyroid health. Number 11. Eggs. Want to boost your thyroid? Crack open an egg! Eggs are another food that have had a bad rep due to their high cholesterol content. However, eating them in moderation can have many benefits for your thyroid and your overall health. First of all, for their high iodine content. And secondly, for their selenium content, which is what your thyroid needs to make hormones. Many women do not get the required 55 micrograms of selenium per day, which can impair thyroid function. Yet, with a single egg containing up to 20 micrograms of selenium, adding a couple of eggs to your daily diet can ensure that you consistently hit that target. Not only that, but eggs are packed with protein and keep you feeling full for longer. This makes them an excellent choice if you're trying to lose weight. One important thing to note is that the egg yolk contains most of the nutrients, so if you believe you can get away by eating only the lean egg whites, think again. Number 10. Broccoli. Wait, broccoli? We hear you ask? Broccoli, as well as other foods in the cruciferous vegetables family, are controversial for people who have underactive thyroids. The reason for this is because they contain goitrogens, substances which have the potential to interfere with how your thyroid gland uses iodine. This can disrupt thyroid hormone production. So why is it on the list? Because when eaten in safe amounts, broccoli has a whole host of benefits. Each floret is high in fiber and low in calories, which keeps you feeling fuller for longer and helps to balance your blood sugar levels. The rule of thumb is just to limit your consumption to half a cup of cooked broccoli per day. Cooking lessens the goitrogenic properties so that you're left with all the good and none of the bad. Number 9. Avocado. Avocados are truly one of nature's superfoods. They are one of the most nutrient-dense foods around, packed with healthy monounsaturated fats, plus plenty of fiber and vitamins. Monounsaturated fats help to regulate your blood sugar and keep you feeling full for hours after a meal. Avocados also have powerful anti-inflammatory properties. As inflammation is usually at the core of hypothyroidism, any foods which naturally reduce inflammation in your body are your friend. Avocados are also rich in potassium, which helps to regulate your nerve and muscle cells. And the best part? They are delicious and can be incorporated into almost any meal. So get out that guacamole and enjoy! Number 8. Seafood. If you're wanting to boost your thyroid, why not fish for something new? Seafood can be beneficial for your thyroid as part of a healthy diet. Seafood is generally rich in iodine, a great source of omega-3 fatty acids, and high in protein. Omega-3s play an essential part in hormone production and function. As well as helping to reduce the inflammation that goes hand in hand with an underactive thyroid, research has shown that omega-3s can help with hot flushes and postmenopausal depression. So try to include 2 to 3 servings of low-mercury fish, such as salmon, into your diet each week. And in order to get the most benefit, try baking the fish. Frying can add unnecessary calories and be bad for your thyroid due to the excessive fat content. Number 7. Seaweed. We're not done with the seed just yet. Another product of the deep blue that can help thyroid function is seaweed. Seaweed absorbs iodine found naturally inside the ocean. This makes it an excellent natural source. However, be aware that different types of seaweed contain different amounts of iodine. For example, nori has about 37 micrograms per gram, while wakame, commonly used for miso soup, has about 139 micrograms per gram. Just be sure to avoid kombu, which has over 2,000 micrograms per gram and can actually lead to iodine toxicity. Sea moss, the superfood you may not know about, is also a great source of iodine. It's similar to seaweed, but you need only a small serving to get the benefits. Another reason why seaweed is so good? It contains tyrosine, which is essential for thyroid hormone production. Seaweed can be prepared as part of a tasty meal such as sushi or taken in capsule form. Number 6. Brazil nuts. There are many different nuts that can help to improve thyroid function. However, the best one has to be the Brazil nut. Why? Because of its high selenium content, which is essential for thyroid hormone production. In fact, eating just one Brazil nut per day will ensure that you always get your recommended intake of selenium. With a whopping 96 micrograms in each nut. Brazil nuts also contain protein, fiber, magnesium, potassium, and antioxidants. What's not to love? Now, this next one may be a little controversial. Number 5, filtered water. Okay, so it's not a food technically. However, as many as 1/2 of all adults don't drink enough water. What does this mean for your thyroid? Quite a lot, actually. Like any of your body's organs, your thyroid needs to be hydrated in order to function effectively. Dehydration can aggravate symptoms of Hashimoto's and thyroid disease, such as anxiety, dizziness, headaches, high blood pressure, sleep problems, nausea, and difficulty regulating body temperature. On top of this, it can lead to constipation and inhibit the body's natural detoxification process, all which can be avoided simply by drinking enough water. So, just how much water do you need? Well, it depends. For a woman, the daily recommended guideline is 2.7 litres. But you'll need even more if you're exercising regularly or experiencing hot weather. And something else you need to be aware of, not all water is created equal. Water with excessive fluoride or chlorine can be problematic for your thyroid. This is because these two chemicals may block the iodine receptors in your thyroid. This can cause your body to produce less thyroid hormones. So if possible, it is highly recommended to switch to filtered water. Number 4. Whole grains and seeds. Another type of food that supports your thyroid and weight management? Whole grains. This is because whole grains are high in fiber, which helps to control blood sugar levels, lower the bad LDL cholesterol, and aid your digestive system. This is important because an underactive thyroid often comes with digestive problems such as constipation. Something important to note here is that women with thyroid conditions are often recommended to eliminate gluten from their diet. Cutting out gluten is thought to help the small intestine to heal, allowing thyroid medication and nutrients from food to be better absorbed. It also may reduce inflammation of the thyroid gland. So if you know or suspect your thyroid may not be functioning as it should, try reaching for the gluten-free options instead and see if it makes a difference. Buckwheat, chia seeds, brown rice, and flax seeds are great gluten-free go-tos. Now, before we move on to the final 3 of our top 12 foods that improve an underactive thyroid, it's time to show you how to grab your free gift. Get your energy and metabolism back on track with our new book, 25 Energy Boosting Superfoods for Women. Discover the little-known foods and energy-boosting tips that can have a huge impact on your mood, weight, sleep, and energy. To get your gift, just click the link in the description below. And now, here's top thyroid balancing food number 3. Number 3, beef and lamb. Yes, most unprocessed meats are actually good for your thyroid. There's been a lot of controversy over eating meats, particularly red. High amounts may contribute to heart disease. However, it's all about moderation. When it comes to your thyroid, red meats such as beef and lamb are particularly beneficial because of their high zinc content. Zinc helps your body to create thyroid hormones. Unfortunately, zinc is another essential mineral that many women worldwide are deficient in. Not only do beef and lamb contain zinc, they are also great sources of choline, omega-3 fatty acids, amino acids, iron, and other essential nutrients. When choosing your meat, just make sure to look for organic and grass-fed. Why? Research has shown that cattle raised on a natural diet have higher levels of omega-3 fatty acids, conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, amino acids, and brain-boosting B vitamins too. All of this helps to support your thyroid and your metabolism, and prevents you from the negative effects of meat that has added chemicals and hormones. So the bottom line is, eat red meat in moderation and make sure you get it all natural. And now, here's number 2. Number 2, berries. Most fruits are good for your thyroid. However, the big winner has to be berries. Berries are packed with antioxidants which prevent free radicals from causing cell damage in your body. This is particularly important for those experiencing thyroid problems, as thyroid disease is associated with higher free radical levels. This can lead to health issues such as diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. By increasing your berry intake, you may be able to decrease your risk of free radical damage. While all berries contain antioxidants, strawberries, cranberries, goji berries, and blackberries are the best. Okay, Are you ready? Here's our final thyroid support food, and I bet it's not what you're expecting. Number 1, iodized salt. Okay, let me explain. We all know too much salt can be bad for you. In fact, it's often recommended to not add any salt to your diet at all. However, don't write off salt just yet. Iodized salt is an easy way to get more iodine in your body, so seasoning your foods with it in small amounts can boost your thyroid function. Iodized salt has no taste difference when compared to salt without it, yet a lot of the salt we encounter is not iodized, so pay attention to labels and try to avoid salt that doesn't have iodine in it and eat more salt that does. Do be careful though, since too much salt can raise your blood pressure. Just a sprinkle over one meal a day is all it takes to make a difference, and always remember to have a glass of water on hand to prevent dehydration. We're not done yet. Now, here are some foods to avoid. Eating foods that are good for your thyroid means little if you're also eating foods that impair thyroid function. So here are the top foods to avoid or to save just for special occasions. Processed and fast foods. Fast food in general isn't good for you, and it shouldn't be a part of your normal diet. Processed and fast foods lack nutrients and overload your body with too much non-iodized salt, not to mention hidden sugars. This puts stress on your thyroid and increases inflammation in your body. Having some takeout as an occasional treat isn't going to kill you, but just don't make it a habit. What should you do instead? Try making a little extra of your healthy weeknight meals and freezing what's left over. Then you have a quick and healthy go-to on nights when you don't have the time or energy to cook. Sweets. The same applies here. Added sugars can be a nightmare for your thyroid, increasing inflammation and causing your blood sugar levels to skyrocket and crash. Like fast foods, you can have the occasional treat, but don't eat sweets every day. Instead, opt for nature's candy, fruit. Fruits contain antioxidants, fiber, and vitamins that all help your thyroid rather than hurt it. Dark chocolate in small amounts can also be another good alternative if you have a sweet tooth. So, in conclusion, being mindful of what you eat can do wonders for your thyroid and your metabolism. By adding more of the foods we've listed to your regular diet, you can ensure that your thyroid has all of the essential nutrients it needs to function effectively. With that said, if after making these changes you are still experiencing symptoms of hypothyroidism, talk to your doctor. Your doctor will be able to carry out thyroid tests and recommend medications and treatments that can help. We hope you found this video informative. Remember to hit the alert bell to stay up to date with us, and get your free gift by clicking the link in the description below. Also, we'd love you to share any thoughts or comments you have after watching this video. We hope these food guidelines will help you along your journey to optimal health.